Namaste everyone. I'm really happy to welcome you all to Udaya's classroom. In today's class, we are going to see the next Henry Fayol's principle. Come, let's get started with the class. Dad over, UC over. Today we are going to see US. Two principles we are going to see. That is, sixth principle, unity of direction. In short, we can say unity of direction, one boss, one plan. Whatever activity it could be in the organization, for all the activities, there should be one boss and one plan. That's all. In simple, we can understand. Okay. So, because of this one boss and one plan, what is going to happen? It will lead into better performance and better coordination will come and performing activities with the group efforts. So, this is what is going to happen when we follow unity of direction, that is one plan, one boss, whatever activity it could be. Whatever activity it could be. Fine. So let's see an example here. This is a task actually. A group of people and the boss supposed to reach this particular hut. Now they have two options. They have 3 ropes and 3 ladders also. Now the boss has chosen this option. The plan is to climb and reach the hut in this through this ladder, right? So the boss is saying, this is what my plan. I am going to climb using this. Now what others have to follow? They have to follow the same plan. Other subordinates also, he is boss and others all subordinates. So the subordinates also has to follow the same plan. So one boss, these two people are subordinates. One boss and one plan. The subordinates are following this boss. If suppose two subordinates not following this plan and they are trying to follow other option using this rope, we can climb like that. If they are saying means unity of direction is not present there, they are trying to violate the principle, right? I hope you understood. Fine. And if you see, there will be some similarities between the unity of command and unity of direction. In order to have precise understanding, let us see the difference based on some basics. The first is meaning. Unity of command. We know already, one subordinate having only a single superior. One boss, one order. That's all. In unity of direction, one plan, one boss. Why one plan? To carry out the activities of an organization. Related to unity of command, related to people, but unity of command related to activities. That is the activities what they are going to perform, a task of the organization. And the next is purpose. What purpose this unity of command and unity of direction is working? To avoid multiple subordination, unity of command is useful. Here, to avoid overlapping of activities, which means the same activity should not be worked out by other people also. So, one plan, one boss. So, it will avoid the overlapping of activities. Results, clarity in responsibility. Who is supposed to do this activity? They will have clarity, clear picture they will have. So, in having the responsibility, clarity will be there. Coordination among activities. So one plan, one boss. When they are performing the activities, there will be a coordination among themselves. So in simple, you can understand unity of direction in this way. Now let us move on to the pros and cons of the unity of direction. Pros and cons of unity of direction. So if we follow unity of direction, that is one plan, one boss, what are all the advantages we have? The first is achievement of organizational goal. Easily the organizational goal could be achieved without any difficulty. And what is the next pros? Better coordination. Coordination among the employees will be very good. And the next is systematic working. When we have proper plan and proper coordination and proper direction, naturally the systematism will come in the organization. The systematic working condition will happen in the organization. And let us see the cons of the unity of direction. Decrease in organization efficiency. So organizational efficiency will slow down, and when we are not following unity of direction, when we try to violate. Okay, here I told you example, right? If these subordinates without following boss, if they take up other option, the plan will be violated, the unity of direction will be violated. So the efficiency of the boss will come down directly. If the boss efficiency come down, naturally the organizational efficiency also will come down. They cannot achieve the goal, that is they have to reach this hut, right? So lack of coordination. If we are not following unity of direction, coordination will not be there. One will go this side and the other one will go this side. So the coordination will not be present. And the next is inefficient utilization of resources. So I have told you resources here. One option ropes and here ladder. So two resources we have. If the resources are not utilized properly, we can say inefficient utilization of resources. So those the resources are utilized inefficiently. Next is duplication of activities. Activities will get duplicated. That is overlapping of activities. 2-3 times people will be performing the same task. So these are all the pros and cons of unity of direction. With this connection, we will see the next principle. The next principle is scalar chain. Scalar chain means nothing but it refers to the chain of supervisor from top to bottom. That's all in simple. It refers to a chain of supervisors from the highest to the lowest rank. The highest rank holder is A and B, C, D, E. They are all lowest rank holders and they are all lowest rank holders. So there are two chains. So this is one chain and this is one chain, right? Highest to lowest chains. Now how the communication will be passed usually with the hierarchical order? Top level management, that is authority, will pass the communication and it will pass to the next level. A will pass the information to B, B will pass to C, D, E. So that is how the communication will pass. Here from A to F, F to G, G to H, H to I. So the communication will pass like this. Okay, highest to lowest. So in this circumstance, immediately communication should be passed to D to H. Now I told communication how it will pass from upward to downward. Now downward to upward, any communication to be passed means how it will go. E will pass the communication to D. D will pass the communication to C. C will pass the communication to B. At last it will reach the top authority. So this is how the communication will be passed from upward to downward and downward to upward. This is the procedure. So hierarchical order will be followed like that only. During an emergency case, this chain of employee wanted to communicate to the other chain of employee. What will they do? Usually if they wanted to follow hierarchy, how it will go means they will pass the information to C, B, A. From A it will go like this. So how it will go? It will go like this to the next level of next chain of employees. Now they wanted to communicate immediately. So what they can do? They can communicate like this. So D to H. So this is called gang plank. This is called gangplank. This is also called as bridge. So this gangplank will be used during the emergency time. Under special circumstances, this gangplank will be used between one chain of employee to other chain of employee. This Gangplank mainly worked out by fail to avoid the delay in decision. So emergency time, if they wanted to take any decision, they cannot wait for hierarchy. So for emergency time, even this lower level employee can even get decision, or they can communicate to the CEO of the company directly in emergency case. If it happens like that, that is called gangplank, right? So gangplank means direct communication between two employees, not in the same chain. So this is different chain and this is different chain. For timely horizontal communication, this is horizontal, right? So horizontal communication flow in special circumstances, only in the special circumstances, in order to avoid delay in decision making. Sometimes emergency will be there. So at that time, this gangplank will be used. So let's see the pros and cons of scalar chain. The first pros of scalar chain is effective communication of information. Through the scalar chain, the communication will be passed very effectively. If there is any emergency, the gangplank also informed by the organizational authority. It will be easy to communicate with the hierarchical order. As well as emergency time, gangplank also announced by the authority, means effective communication will take place in the organization. That is the first pros. And the next is cordial relations among employees. So among the employees, very good relationship will take place. So it is not, there is no restriction like only this chain of employees should have communication, only this side of chain of employees only should communicate. It is not like that. Gangplank is playing a bridge role between one chain of employees and other chain of employees. So cordial relations among employees will take place. Resolves organizational problems. So organizational problems also will be solved. Why the emergency time gangplank is coming there? To solve the organizational problems only. Emergency times only they are using gangplank, right? So this scalar chain solving the problems of the organization also. So these are all the pros of scalar chain. And cons, complex relation between employees and management. So if, as I told in the picture, two employees from different chain, if they wanted to communicate, they can communicate through gangplank. Like that, authority has been informed, means there will not be any complex among the employees and the management also. The free flow movement of the activities will take place in the organization. So if the scalar chain is violated, this is what will happen. That is, complex relation between employees and management will take place. And the next is improper communication of information. So information, emergency time, if the subordinate is passing, it will pass from the bottom level to the higher level, and it will go to the next level. So what it will happen without gangplank on the scalar chain? Improper communication of information will take place. Emergency time, people cannot take any decision. And the next is difficult to fix responsibility. Responsibility also cannot be fixed properly, because the employee will be escaping easily, because he will ask authority, you did not inform us about the gangplank, that is emergency time, we can communicate with the other scalar chain, so we did not communicate. So with the hierarchical order we try to communicate, the communication did not reach you, so easily he will escape. So if you want to fix the responsibility with a particular employee, all this scalar chain and the gangplank should be well informed, well in advance it should be informed to the subordinates. So this will lead into good free flow movement of the organization. So these are all the pros and cons of the scalar chain. With this principle, I'll end up the class today. I will meet you in the next class with the next principles. Till then, it's bye from Udaya.